If I were starting my photography business over today, these are the only 3 ways I would use to get my next photography client. I know it's hard. I know the stress of constantly having to feel like, where's my next client coming from? You get a good roster queued up on your schedule, and then all of a sudden you have this dry spell and you're wondering where the money is gonna come from. So my promise to you is by the end of this video, you're gonna walk away with 3 brand new ways to land your next client that no one is talking about, no one is using, but I trust that you can. And here's the great news. We're not gonna talk about having to use Instagram or blogging or have an email list, or posting to Facebook, or even having a website. Hey there, I'm Emily, and I'm one half of Boss Project. And not only did I start out in the creative world as a photographer, but I built and grew that business, and now teach thousands of people just like you how to do the exact same thing. We're talking getting consistent clients, growing a profitable and scalable business from your passion, because that's the dream, right? If you're ready, I'm ready. Here's tip number 1. It's time to reach out to your inner circle. And listen, you may have already done this before. You told your best friend or your mom that maybe you're gonna look for some more clients or start actually niching down this way in the photography world. But I don't feel like that you've actually tapped into your inner circle enough. So who is this inner circle and how can you actually use them to your benefit? So your inner circle are the people who you really have to not think twice about asking yourself whether they belong on your inner circle. They're in your favorites. They're in your most text chain. They're in your DMs every single day. You're chatting with them at least once a month, but probably way more than that. These are the people who, if you just took out your phone right now and texted, it wouldn't be weird, it wouldn't be awkward, you wouldn't have to reintroduce yourself, right? So pause for a second and think about who are 5 to 10 of those people. These are your best friends, your past colleagues that you still have a relationship with, the people who you see at work events for your spouse, the people who you see at holidays, who you're related to, who your mom is related to, your mom's best friend, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be just your specific inner circle, but people who you can text right now and they would be happy to hear from you, they love you, and they're happy to help you, okay? So do you have that list? Now that you do, I want you to reach out to them today. I want you to remind them what it is that you do, what type of clients that you're seeking, or if you're just getting started, that you're just getting started, that you want to dip your toe into this photography realm, but girlfriend needs some clients. So I do want you to get specific on how can this person help you, right? This is exactly what I did to start my photography business way back in the day. I started talking about to every single person who was in my inner circle what I was doing, what type of photos I could shoot. Now, I didn't necessarily have a niche specifically in the sense of I only shot families or I only shot newborns, but I did have a specific style. I was a lifestyle photographer through and through, really documentary, not posed, fun, easy type of sessions, right? I shared that with my inner circle. It was, in fact, my best friend's mom who started my photography business for me. I reached out to her via text and simply said, hey, this is the direction that I'm heading. These are the type of people that I want to work with. If you know any of your friends or anyone who you're currently working with that could use a session like this, I would love to be put in contact with them. So what you're doing is asking your inner circle to make this introduction for you. So you're not having to do the scary thing and make cold calls or ask strangers that you don't even know. That's super awkward and uncomfortable, right? What you're doing is you're kind of putting it on their plate to make this introduction for you. It's your job to sell yourself though and actually book the session. Here's what's gonna go down. I told Kim, hey Kim, if you have any of your friends, your family friends who are wanting a refresh of their family photos, or maybe they've never gotten family photos before, I would love to be the one to take them. I shoot in a very unique style where we do lifestyle sessions. So it's not posed. They can be rest assured that it's going to be a fun, easy breezy session. If you know anyone like that, I would love to be put in contact with them. So she put me in contact with Becky, who happened to be one of her good friends that had a family that needed a session, and I took it from there. Now it was my responsibility to actually email Becky back or call her back or take her to coffee, but what I had just created was a super fast know, like, and trust relationship. And this is what everyone tells you about in the online space on how to get clients, right? People will only buy from you if they know, like, and trust you. Well, it takes sometimes months and years to build that up in the online space. So I want you to use relationships that already exist to shorten that time span so you can get something booked ASAP. All right, so now let's move on to step number 2. All right, I want you to reach out to a busy photographer, a competitor, if you will. Now, I don't truly believe that there are competitors even in the photography space, but you know who I'm talking about. I can guarantee you when I sit here and say, picture the dream photographer in your town, in your city, that's doing the exact same thing that you want to be doing, you have at least one name that comes to mind, right? Now, here's the deal about that photographer. They're getting clients left and right. Maybe they have a cute studio space or all the props, and they're just like always busy posting all of these previews from these stunning, beautiful sessions. Well, here's what's probably happening. She's probably having to start to say no to some of those people, or she hasn't started saying no yet, but she's sacrificing time with her family, her kids, her life, her other job, or anything else that she has going on in the world. And she realized that she needs to either hire someone or start saying no to these people. And she really doesn't want to do either one of those things. So this is where you come in. You can either utilize that same inner circle that we just talked about to get an introduction with this competitor, or you can reach out to them yourselves. I would rather you use that inner circle so you can start to build that know, like, and trust so this photographer can sit down with you sooner, all right? So what you're gonna do is ask for an introduction. See if there's anyone in your inner circle who knows this person. Maybe they hired her last season, maybe they live next door to her, maybe they work with her, it doesn't matter, right? So you're gonna get that introduction and you're gonna take this photographer to coffee and you're going to listen. You're gonna listen to her needs and you're gonna come ready to serve. So what's going to come up is she's gonna share with you how busy, how out of control, how overwhelmed her photography business is feeling for her, how she's not quite ready to hire, but she doesn't really wanna say no to all of these people. This is where the magic happens. You offer to take those clients that she's ready kind of to say no to for her. Off her plate. You're gonna shoot the session, right? She's gonna make a little money and you're gonna make a little money. How does this work? It's a referral system. She's a busy photographer that can pass you down warm leads and you pay her for those leads. Now, you get to decide what that percentage is or what that rate is, and it's gonna vary depending on what your packages are as a photographer. It's gonna be different if you're a shoot and burn and there's a flat rate for your session fee. It's gonna be different if you offer a VIP sales experience and you're making thousands of dollars on the back end. You get to decide what that is. In our past, when we were starting out, we used a 20% rate, right? I made 80% as the photographer. I gave a 20% flat fee to the person who was sending me leads. This is a win-win-win for everyone involved. She gets to still say yes to these people and pass them on to a recommended photographer, and she makes a little money off the top. You get brand new amazing clients and you get to make more money off of the bottom. And if you do an amazing job, like I know that you're going to do, you get to keep that client forever and ever. Let's move on to the final step. Step 3. This is for some of you who have had at least one client, maybe a handful of clients, even if you haven't had the dream experience where you've created your wonderful processes and your systems and maybe you didn't charge as much as you should. What I want you to start to think about is every single person you've worked with in the past 6 months or a year, who of those people was your dreamiest? Who was your amazing favorite VIP client? Who paid on time? Who was easy to work with, whose family or baby or wedding was like the most beautiful experience you've ever shot. I want you to think of that person and I want you to reach out to them. So this is what we're going to establish as the VIP referral system or check in and charge more system. However you want to look at it, you can go about it in both ways. So what I want you to do is think of that person who was super dreamy to work with, and I want you to reach back out to them, and I want you to touch base in a very way that you're serving, and you're not asking for anything. You're truly just checking in like a human, like a friend. So you're calling them up and you're saying, oh my gosh, hey, I've been thinking about you. I know I shot your family last fall. Did you hang up any of those pictures in that dining room that we printed? Did you print any of those pictures that I shot? Are you loving them? Do you walk by them every single day? Did you end up taking that 8x10 to your office that you ordered from me? Ask her how that session is developing within her own life and her family. And then what I want you to do is offer her one of two things. You can offer her a free session on the front end if she recommends you to 5 of her friends, because if one VIP client is in your life, guess who she knows more of? More amazing VIP people. People who are her friends, her family, or who she would recommend to you. They're going to have similar spending behaviors as she did, so you can be pretty much guaranteed that you're going to have a very similar experience. So what you can do is offer a free session on the front end. If she recommends you to 5 of her people, when one of them books, she gets to schedule her free session. Now here's where the double whammy comes in. When you shoot her free session, guess what? If you're creating an amazing VIP sales experience at the end, you can also make money from that referral. So you're getting her session shot, you're getting it edited, she's getting to view it, and then you're getting to sell her product and collateral on the back end. Now you've gotten her VIP best friend in your client circle, and you can do the exact same thing with her as well, if you enjoyed working with her and had an amazing experience. And if you're one of those photographers who's already gotten a couple clients and just wanted this for inspiration on how to get more, but you're really looking to up-level that experience that you're delivering. Maybe you're looking to grow out of being a shoot and burn photographer and you're ready for a new season of business, but you're not exactly sure how to do that. Well, I've written a super in-depth blog post that I would love to have your eyeballs on. It's all about how to 30x your next client spend by creating a VIP experience. And you can grab that by heading to the link below or around this video and go check it out for absolutely free. And if you loved this content, I would love for you to share it and comment below your biggest takeaway. I can't wait to hear what you learned and are ready to implement.